to the things that men go through, and also to speak on the mindset that a man should have, and also highlight the things that people don't know about men, or the side of men that we hide from the public. Those are one of the reasons why I started this entire platform. And during the course of last week, an incident happened that reminded me the importance of why we should acknowledge that it is okay for men to be vulnerable. It's okay for men to be weak. And that's not a sign of weakness from the man. That doesn't mean that the man is out of control. It doesn't mean that the man no longer has any self-dignity or anything of the sort. It just means that he is human being. He is a human being. Dustin Poirier recently made headlines.
I gotta see. I think this could be it, honestly, Joe.
Well, if it is it, congratulations on an absolutely amazing career, and it has been an honor to call your fights.
And if you don't know who Dustin Poirier is, he's a UFC fighter. He's one of the guys that I've admired as a fighter. Like I'm pretty sure you guys know this. I still consider myself a fighter. I did MMA. I did kickboxing for about 8 years, and then I transitioned into MMA, and I did MMA for about 4, 5, 6 years somewhere there. Still active, just not fighting anymore. So I do consider myself as a fighter, and Dustin Poirier has been someone that I've always admired from inside the ring to outside the ring. His character, his personality, and who he is as a person. His story as well of how his journey began into the world of MMA, something I followed from the very beginning. And I've always admired this man. So to see what transpired, to me, it only proved that even the greatest of men, they too have moments of weakness. And that doesn't take away anything from their greatness. But it simply just, it enforces it, because it proves that this guy is a human being. And the achievements that he has achieved, the accomplishments that he has done, I too can accomplish them. I mean, if he can have this type of a breakdown, if he can go through this, surely I am no different. I am no different. That's a probably. He got arrested. He got arrested for misconduct at an airport. And he did admit that ever since he retired from the world of MMA, from the UFC, he's been having a drinking problem, and that has been coping with life since then. As a result, an incident happened at the airport. Look, let's not forget that when Dustin Poirier was actually leaving MMA, this is one of the words he said when he was thinking about retirement. One of the things he said is like, I've done this MMA world, and obviously I'm paraphrasing here. I've done this MMA world for so long that I know nothing else. But at the same time, if I stay in this MMA world, this world of mixed martial art, what else is there for me to prove? And I remember, and I think it was the fight with Islam Makhachev where he actually retired, with the gold gloves. It was very safe for all of us. Trust me, I was rooting for Dustin. As much as I love Islam Makhachev, I wanted Dustin to win that fight so that he can retire with the belt. He's never actually had the belt. So it would have been so nice for him to retire with the belt. And obviously, if he had won that belt, he might need to defend it, but again, he could have vacated and retired and vacated the belt, obviously. He could have done that. But it would have been so nice. But he did say that he's got nothing else to prove in the sport. But again, he's been doing this for so long that he doesn't know how his life will be outside of the sport. Look, let's not forget something about fighters, okay? And it's not just about fighters, but even athletes in general. That's one thing we overlook, the sacrifices they have to make. As fans, we only see the versions of them on the screen, of them on the pitch, We see the confidence. This is a reference to Dustin Poirier. We see the confidence. We see the knockouts. We see the championship belts. We see the $1 million paydays. We see men and women walking into a cage and thousands of people cheering their names. But we really think about what happens after. Not every single person who retires from the world of MMA is able to adapt to the new reality that they have to live in. Not every single person is able to adapt to. And sadly, Dustin Poirier is one of them who's still struggling to adapt. Okay, for years, all he knew was to wake up, train, eat, recover, study his opponents, fight, and repeat. For years, that was his life. And now he has to stop doing all that stuff. And and for Dustin, it was an abrupt change. For any fighter that retires, it's a massive transition. Because like I said, all you do is wake up, train, study your opponents, prepare for fights, go into fight camps, and you repeat. And remember, fight camps are very demanding. Most of these guys, when they go to fight camp, they stay away from family. And like I said, it applies to every athlete, man. Tyson Fury's, the AJ's. AJ has even said that he doesn't want to start a family until he's done with his boxing career because of the toll it takes. When fighters go into fighting camp, they stay away from their families. And during their fighting camp, there's a level of aggression that is built. There's a level of, how do I put this? There's a level of anger that is built in them waiting for a fight. I mean, they are building towards the fight. So there's all this rage that is building within them. There's all this thing, you know, that's within them that they have to release. And for years, that has been their life. A typical example will be with DC, and this is an old one. But every single time DC failed to fight John Jones, DC always got mad, and DC was always willing to do anything he could just so John Jones could fight, because he looks back and like, dude, the preparation that I went through, the sacrifices that I've made to get to this point, to not fight, it's not easy. It's not easy. Fans only see the fighters in the ring when they're throwing hands and punching each other and kicking each other, but they don't see the build-up to that behind the camera. Obviously, we see the highlights, we see them posting their reels, we see the press interviews, but behind all that, when they're in fight camp, we don't see none of that. And that's where the sacrifices are made. That's where all the pain is. Now, for Dustin to actually go through this transition and to stop doing all that stuff to now simply being a father, simply being a husband, it's something else. It really is something else.